What happened after Caitlin Clark was eliminated from the playoffs showed that the WNBA is in big trouble. The Caitlin Clark effect is real. We have seen an influx of news about how Caitlin continues to break viewership records week after week. It seems as if anytime she steps onto a basketball court, millions of people tune in to watch what she will do next. And the reason is simple: she is electrifying. Her dynamic playing style has revolutionized the women's game and brought it to another level. However, with her team eliminated from the WNBA playoffs, we are starting to see how much she truly means to this game. By the end of this video, you will see why the WNBA is in serious trouble. After her college career, she was proclaimed the GOAT of TV ratings by the Wall Street Journal, which wrote that her impact on television viewership exceeded any other modern athlete.
It's 15,591 fans in attendance, 105% increase compared to the average game is 76.45, and to Angel Reese it's only 10,000 people. Can you pull up what Caitlin Clark just got? What is the Nike contract with Caitlin Clark? Nike contract, 28.
Caitlin can drastically change her environment and the environment of others around her. For example, the Las Vegas Aces, the wildly popular champions, moved their July 2nd game against Clark's Fever from their home to a larger 18,000 capacity venue. The Los Angeles Sparks originally planned to play their first 5 home games at Long Beach State due to renovations at their usual stadium. They moved a trio of contests, which includes a May 24th meeting with the Fever from the college facility, back to the arena that they share with the NBA's Lakers. This refers to the drastic increase in game ticket sales and revenue for the University of Iowa and the other universities that she travels to.
Want to see the Caitlin Clark effect? Here it is. Bad team, small market, and they are worth more, the Indiana Fever, than the Los Angeles Sparks, the Dallas, Atlanta, Washington teams, and almost equal to a team in Chicago.
The 2023 National Championship game set the women's college basketball viewership record with 9.9 million viewers. She drew casual viewers to the title game in part due to her long-range three-point shooting. The game between the Iowa Hawkeyes and LSU Tigers had celebs like LeBron James and Travis Scott watching, plus an additional 12 million viewers tuned in. It was one of the most watched college basketball games ever, men's or women. On March 3rd, 2024, her game against Ohio State, in which she surpassed Pete Maravich to become the NCAA Division I all-time leading scorer, averaged 3.39 million viewers. It was the most watched women's regular season college basketball game on Fox and on any network since 1999. Dick's Sporting Goods announced it as Clark Fever apparel in all 24 of its stores following the craze for her college merch. The same thing happened when she came over to the WNBA. In 2024, attendance increased by the average attendance was up double digits for all 12 franchises. Indiana led with an average home attendance of 17,035 at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, a year-over-year increase of 319%. Indiana's regular season finale in Washington set a league attendance record with 20,071 spectators. Caitlin can be thanked for that. What the numbers are saying is that Caitlin's WNBA is completely different than the previous iteration. For the regular season, nationally televised WNBA games averaged 67,000 viewers, the highest audience in 24 season televised games, with Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever averaged 1.18 million viewers, compared to 94,000 for all other games. 22 games averaged over 1 million viewers, 19 of which involved the Indiana Fever. The previous high had been in 1998, when 15 games averaged over 1 million viewers. The rating highlight of the season was the WNBA All-Star Game, in which the WNBA All-Stars defeated the U.S. Olympic team 11-15. The game aired live on ABC on July 20 and averaged a record 3.44 million viewers. By comparison, last season's All-Star Game, another primetime contest, averaged 850,000 viewers. We should have seen this trend coming. Her draft also became the most viewed WNBA event since 2000 when the Liberty played the Houston Comets in a May contest. Caitlyn's highly anticipated WNBA regular season debut, perhaps unsurprisingly, broke ESPN's WNBA viewership records. Before this season, the WNBA had no game with more than 1 million viewers. The Indiana Fever rookie scored 20 points as 2.1 million fans watched across ESPN2, ESPN Plus, and Disney Plus. It was the most watched WNBA game on any ESPN platform in history. The Fever-Sun matchup peaked at 2.3 million viewers. The most watched regular season game was between the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky, with first-year WNBA rivals Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, with Chicago defeating Indiana 88-87. The game aired on ESPN on June 23 and averaged 2.35 million, the most watched WNBA game in 23 seasons. The previous week, another Indiana-Chicago matchup on CBS averaged 2.25 million viewers. The rising tide lifts all boats, and well, Caitlyn is that tide. But now, that tide is gone.
Nevertheless, for Team USA's game, rife with stars, expected to blow out their competition, they drew the worst crowd. Lowest attendance of the Olympics.
Caitlyn's team is officially out of the playoffs, and we are now seeing the ramifications of it. The first weekend of the WNBA playoffs without the rookie superstar was eye-opening, to say the least. With Caitlyn playing, the WNBA drew a record 1.84 million viewers to her first playoff game against the Connecticut Sun on September 22 while competing with an NFL Sunday. She followed it up with another record audience of 2.54 million viewers for Game 2, but the worst possible outcome happened for the WNBA. Caitlyn and her team lost both games and were officially eliminated from the playoffs. Now, the remaining teams contending for the WNBA title are the New York Liberty, the defending champion Las Vegas Aces, the Sun, and the Minnesota Lynx. There are still some big-name players left, such as AJ Wilson and Sabrina Ionescu. However, they simply are not Caitlin Clark. I mean, no one is, really. The game between the Aces and Liberty, a rematch of last year's WNBA Finals between two of the league's most popular and successful teams, drew an audience of 929,000. ESPN had announced. Now, this is 50% less than the Fever's Game 1 against the Sun. Still, it was historically good for any WNBA playoff game that doesn't involve Caitlyn, as it was better than any of the TV numbers for the finals games between the two teams last year. Meanwhile, Game 1 of the Sun Lynx series was even worse. They had an audience of just around 6. Both of those games have also fallen well behind some of Caitlyn's regular season games in terms of viewership as well. In early September, Clark's Indiana Fever played in front of a TV audience of 1.26 million viewers in a game against the Minnesota Lynx that was played at the same time as Week 1 Friday night NFL game between the Philadelphia Eagles and Green Bay Packers. In Caitlyn's first regular season finale against the Washington Mystics on September 19th, a total of 20,711 fans that showed up at Capital One Arena set a new record for the highest attended WNBA regular season contest.
It's about competition. It's about competition. It's about competition, right? How does it feel, Team USA, to have 6 games, 4 of them drew over 20,000? And the one that did it still drew 2,000 more than you.
On the TV front, Caitlyn made the Fever the most watched team in the WNBA by a landslide in her rookie year, as the 14 most watched WNBA games of the season all included the Fever. And this isn't the first time that we have seen the ratings take a nosedive without Caitlin Clark. One reason why there was such pushback when Caitlyn didn't make it onto Team USA's Olympic team was because everyone wanted to see her play internationally, and without her, barely anyone tuned in to watch the squad play. Someone made the argument that if you had put Caitlyn on the Olympic team, she would have gotten all the limelight, and this could have distracted the team from pursuing the ultimate goal, which is to win a gold medal. Now, yeah, that argument does sound silly, but some people actually find validity in it. But not putting her on the team seemed to have backfired even more. Sounds like the same thing is happening in the WNBA with Caitlyn out of the series. Caitlyn's ability to attract public interest and connect with fans has been likened to American singer-songwriter Taylor Swift. Her fans have been nicknamed Clarkies in reference to Swift's fan base of Swiftie, and if you know anything about the Swifties, they show out for their idol. The same seems to be true for Caitlyn's fans. Caitlyn is also setting records in the endorsement sphere. She signed a $28 million US contract that spans 8 years and includes a signature shoe. The new deal would be the richest sponsorship contract for a women's basketball player. We have seen lucrative endorsement changes in the way teams travel, where they play, and overall interest in the game. But it is clear that if the WNBA wants to succeed long-term, they will need to build up more stars. Even in the NBA, you have guys like LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant, along with a plethora of young talent. The same thing needs to happen in the WNBA, unless they expect Caitlyn to do all the heavy lifting. I mean, it's not like she isn't used to doing that already.